have been using a type of electrical stimulation for the ear and a few other methods of ear stimulation, but predominantly electrical stimulation using TENS devices. This is backed by numerous research papers that have been done predominantly in the worlds of depression, anxiety, as well as migraine and other pain conditions. So it's very much appropriate to talk about this type of stimulation in the context of pain management. And we know that depression and anxiety often go hand in hand with that as well. And so since then, we've been refining it, and we've got our methodology down pat pretty well. And the training is all based around using clips with the TENS device and different parameters based on different conditions. So treating pain is often different to treating depression, but we need to treat them in the same if they're both in the same case, we need to treat them at the same time often. So there's a lot of complexity in treating with ear stimulation using TENS. It's not as simple as turning it on and hoping for the best. You really need to know how many hertz you need, pulse width, lots of different parameters that we use to find the best outcome, and the research is what's guiding us. With depression, they have done numerous studies on auricular stimulation or ear stimulation while under functional MRI, so they can see the blood flow to different parts of the brain while the ear stimulation is being done. And the sham group have a very similar location. It's only slightly backwards of the ear in this region. That's the sham location, and then more forward for the actual vagal stimulation, which is the ear stimulation we're referring to. And that's the treatment group. And what they found is that the vagal group, the vagus nerve stimulation group, they actually had numerous regions of the brain involved in depression become what we call modulated, or in some ways regulated during that stimulation. So this predominantly refers to a system called the default mode network. And the default mode network is at play and active in our brain when we're at rest and not talking and not interacting with other people or things. So just at rest. And people with depression and anxiety often have a lot of negative thoughts when they're not being busy. And that's because their default mode network is not working properly. So this sort of ties in when you do ear stimulation. You can see that it's trying and it seems to be altering the activity in these regions.